As if things couldn't get any worse for Kanye fans, we just yesterday had the only remaining bit of hope left completely crushed with the cancellation of Kanye's Pyramid Vultures show. We'd been hearing for a few days now that the Vultures experience planned for April 20th at the Saqqara Step Pyramid of Djoser was on the chopping block. First reported by Kanye's posts over on Instagram, she later received word that while the show was in jeopardy, it was not yet 100% canned, giving everyone at least a little glimmer of light that we might get to hear Vultures 2 before the end of the month. Unfortunately, that was basically shattered yesterday when Venture Lifestyle, the organization promoting Kanye's Egypt show, came out with an official statement regarding the LP. According to Venture Lifestyle on Instagram, the Pyramid Show has not actually been canceled but postponed, with the announcement confirming that the event will still happen in 2024 but at a later date. They also curiously specifically include a sentence saying along with other Ye tour dates in April, and followed that up by saying the Pyramid Show remains scheduled but will occur later, which is a little bittersweet. They're even letting ticket holders retain their purchase, saying that they will be able to attend the historical listening experience later this year, and they included a note saying this was all coming straight from Ye's team. A few weeks ago, when we got baited with the 6 listening parties that were all subsequently canned, the 2 Florida venues in Tampa and Fort Lauderdale mentioned in their announcement Instagram posts that the shows would be revisited at a later date, which I think is a roundabout way of saying they are postponed, and likely in the same boat as this Egypt show. I think the most likely scenario right now is that Kanye is simply not happy with his progress on Vultures 2, or maybe he just needs more time to work on it before going out and performing it in 6 or possibly 7 back-to-back shows. I would bet that he made this grand lineup of 7 events all in the month of April, thinking he would be settled on the album by the start of the month, but that just did not happen, which is what led to everything being postponed. Seeing the Pyramid Show announcement explicitly saying it will be rescheduled is actually a pretty significant piece of evidence that Kanye is not just throwing away this rollout, but that he pretty much needs more time. And considering he already worked out show deals with all 6 American arenas and the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism, I don't think he's going to just throw those negotiations and contracts away. I wasn't sure about this before today, but now I'm very confident that a good majority of these shows will still happen in their intended locations, but obviously at different dates, as hinted at by Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, and the Egypt show cancellation announcements. And again, since Kanye and his team are talking directly to Venture Lifestyle, this gives even more credence to my thoughts that this run of listening parties is still going to occur, just in a different time frame when Kanye is ready and feels he can present his work to the public. One thing to note is that the previous schedule of shows will probably be shifted around, as the same arenas won't have availability in the same order they did when it was being planned for April. So while I still believe the Nashville, DC, Pittsburgh, Charlotte, and 2 Florida shows will happen, they will most likely be in a different order, and again, I wouldn't bet on every single one actually occurring, but at least a good number of them. In other news, we now have way more information about the situation surrounding the Yeezy pods. Now, these were initially put up for sale on Yeezy.com for $200 and were only dropped to $20 to match the rest of the site after Kanye did his Super Bowl commercial announcing the price drop for everything.
I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com. And I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen, and I got some shoes and
Those initial $200 pairs and a good amount of the $20 pairs of pods were all manufactured in Italian factories, which is what Kanye spent a large portion of 2023 working out. You see, after having his ties to Adidas cut, Kanye's biggest issue with still wanting to maintain his position in the footwear game was building his own network of manufacturing sites. For an apparel conglomerate like Adidas, manufacturing is no sweat at all, and that was one of the privileges Kanye forfeited when he lost his partnership with Adidas. After the Super Bowl commercial and pods dropped to $20, Kanye was absolutely flooded with orders, and it was pretty obvious his Italian manufacturing network could not keep up, which eventually led to them delisting the pods to catch up on past orders. Well, we just learned yesterday that Kanye has apparently decided to abandon his Italian shoe factories, now outsourcing manufacturing of the pods to China, which is funny considering how proud he was of his survival via those factories in Italy.
You know, I was two months, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, I was 2 months from going bankrupt.
Really?
And I put everything I had into it. We moved to Italy, we moved to the factories, and we survived. We survived through the cancellation.
This now means that any pod set with the Made in Italy branded into the outsole is probably worth quite a lot more than the new ones made in China, but at least order fulfillment should be sped up by quite a lot moving forward. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and let me know down in the comments when you think the pyramid show will be postponed to.